Welcome back to Wedding Crashers University. Today we're going to be talking about storage solutions. This is one of the most important things in post-production. You need to make sure the footage you capture is safe and backed up because it is highly valuable. We're going to be going over SSDs, external drives, internal drives, RAID systems, RAID 1, 2.
Whoa, Augustine. Before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's start with the basics.
All right, Fumo, take it over.
First, we're gonna talk about the different ways you can store your data. There's four main ones I'm gonna cover. You can store it locally on your computer. You can store it on an external drive. You can store it with a NAS, which is a network attached storage device. Or you can store it on the cloud with providers like Google Drive, Dropbox, etc. Two of the most commonly used solutions to store your data as you're growing your wedding business are gonna be external drives, like this, or a NAS, which stands for Network Attached Storage, which you can think of like as a server. So an external drive is basically just hard drives that live outside your computer that you can plug in. They can take many different forms, such as small SSDs, bigger actual hard drives, or kind of all-in-one units. These generally offer no protection against data corruption or loss, but they're very easy to use because they just plug in over a USB cable. One of the biggest limitations is only one person can access the data at once because they plug into one computer. To get around a lot of these limitations, you can utilize a NAS, which will actually put all your storage on a network so multiple people can access it at once. Most of these NASs are basically their own computer. They run server operating systems that have a lot of professional tools in there that lets you automatically back up your data and make sure even if you delete something, it's never truly deleted, so you can protect against accidental data loss. So as you grow your business, you're probably gonna start wanting a server once you have multiple people editing and you just need more storage and a more easy to use solution. But there is a couple barriers to entry of getting a server. Those are mainly gonna be the cost and the complexity with setting up not just the server itself, but an entire network for your editing team. So as you start thinking about a server, you might be a little bit confused. And there's a ton of good free information out there on the internet, but when in doubt, just always consult a professional. With cloud data solutions, those are great for backing up files where you know your data's safe and also sharing files without having to physically hand someone a device. But one of the main drawbacks of a cloud storage solution is it's basically impossible to edit data off the cloud. You generally want that data to be local so you have the highest speed access to it and you're not limited by your internet connection. And lastly, if all else fails, you can always just store the data on your computer. But you'll probably run out of storage eventually, so it's definitely a good time to start thinking about those other solutions. All right, so those are the four main ways you can store your data. Now, Augustine, you can continue with the rest of the video. Peace.
Okay, Fumo, you had a lot of great information. I'm glad you went over that before I went too deep into what we use. So in the past, I used to use internal SEAGATE hard drives, specifically the Iron Wolf Pro NAS model. That way they are future-proof, so when it's time for you to upgrade to a RAID system, you can go ahead and use those same drives. So how I use these internal hard drives, I purchased a OWC drive dock. And what this allowed me to do is to back up my footage to 2 drives. The problem I've seen with doing this is that you have to remember to back up to your second drive, and that is not efficient. That system in the past was my backup process. Then I would use SSD drives to work on projects, specifically the Samsung T5. As time progressed, I found a better product, and it's something that I would highly recommend to any wedding filmmakers that are solely running their business. That means you're shooting and editing your own stuff, which is the Lacy 2 Big Dock RAID array system. And they have different storage capacities, so find one that suits your needs. If you're someone who has a team or is looking to build a team in the near future, I would recommend a QNAP NAS enclosure. They have many different options with different capacities and different speed ratings. Buy the one that's gonna suit your company the best. The NAS enclosure is gonna allow all your editors to access the footage all at one time. So multiple people can be working on different projects, or even the same project. I would recommend this solution because you don't have to worry about what project is on what hard drive or what solid state drive. All of your footage is in one place. So to summarize, these are the storage solutions that we use. Whether you're working by yourself or you're working with a team, we know these solutions work. And we hope that you can implement these storage solutions in your own line of work. With that said, it's a wrap on today's episode of Wedding Crashers University. Class is dismissed.